All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Sarabjit Kaur and with me is Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Nation pays homage to Father of the Nation Mahatma Gandhi on his 151st birth anniversary today. Government assures farmers of consistent hike in minimum support price of crops. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Vaishvik Bharatiya Vaigyanik Vaibhav Summit this evening through video conferencing. Railways to run 200 special trains during festival season beginning 15th of this month. GST collection during September touches 6-month high, indicating a recovery in economic activities. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians beat Kings 11 Punjab by 48 runs in Abu Dhabi. In our special series on the occasion of 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, we begin this bulletin with Bapu Ki Baat. In a post-prayer speech, Mahatma Gandhi had spoken about cleanliness.
दिल्ली म्यूनिसिपैलिटी वो कभी मशहूर नहीं रही है कि दिल्ली शहर को म्यूनिसिपैलिटी ने अपना लिया और उसको एक ऐसा साफ सुथरा रखा कि दुनिया में सब लोग आकर देखें कि अगर कोई स्वच्छ शहर देखना चाहिए, सफाई, लोगों का मकान साफ, लोगों का पैखाना साफ, लोगों का बैठने का, सोने का सब साफ, गलियां साफ और ऐसे ही लोगों का दिल भी साफ। तो किसी को अगर दुनिया भर में नमूना देखना है तो दिल्ली है। ऐसा म्यूनिसिपैलिटी ने बनाया नहीं। एक जगह पे हमने कुछ भी सफाई कर ली तो उसका असर सारे दिल्ली शहर पर पड़ता ही, ऐसा मानना चाहिए।
A grateful nation is paying homage to Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi, on his 151st birth anniversary today. A series of activities are being organized across the country and also around the globe. Many virtual events are being organized in view of COVID-19 pandemic. A Sarva Dharm Prathna Sabha was organized at Rajghat, the Samadhi of Mahatma Gandhi in the national capital. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid floral tributes to Bapu at Rajghat. Mahatma Gandhi's birth anniversary is also observed as the International Day of Non-Violence. The nation is also remembering former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri on his 116th birth anniversary today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid floral tributes to the former Prime Minister at his Samadhi at Vijay Ghat.
President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have paid a tribute to Mahatma Gandhi on his birth anniversary. In a message, the President appealed to the people to resolve to rededicate themselves to the welfare and progress of the nation. He also appealed to the people to follow the mantra of truth and non-violence and build a clean, capable, strong and prosperous India and make Mahatma Gandhi's dreams come true. Paying tributes to the father of the nation, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, "We bow to beloved Bapu on Gandhi Jayanti." He said that there is much to learn from his life and noble thoughts. The Prime Minister hoped that Bapu's ideas will keep guiding us in creating a prosperous and compassionate India. The nation also pays homage to former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri on his 116th birth anniversary today. President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes to Lal Bahadur Shastri. The Prime Minister paid floral tributes to the former Prime Minister at his Samadhi at Vijay Ghat. In a tweet, President Ramnath Kovind said, "A great son of India, Lal Bahadur Shastri served the nation with exceptional dedication." He said that Lal Bahadur Shastri's fundamental role in the Green Revolution, the White Revolution and wartime leadership continued to inspire the nation. In a tweet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Lal Bahadur Shastri was humble and firm. He said Shastriji epitomized simplicity and lived for the welfare of our nation. The Prime Minister said we remember him on his Jayanti with a deep sense of gratitude for everything he has done for India.
In Gujarat, a series of functions have been organized to mark the 151st birth anniversary of Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi. AIR Ahmedabad correspondent reports that all religion prayer and other programs have been organized at Kirti Mandir, Porbandar and Sabarmati Ashram. More details on this from our correspondent.
Gujarat is paying rich tribute to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, on his birth anniversary today. All religion prayer has been organized at Kirti Mandir, Porbandar, the birthplace of Mahatma Gandhi, and Sabarmati Ashram, Ahmedabad. Chief Minister Vijay Rupani has paid tribute to Mahatma Gandhi through video conferencing. The state government is launching 100% Nal Se Jal scheme in 4 districts from today. These districts are Porbandar, Anand, Mehsana, and Gandhinagar. 5 lakh women at 24 places in the state will create a new record by participating in the mass hand wash program to spread the message of Swachhata Sankalp. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
The week-long Gandhi Filmotsav organized by Films Division will conclude today. The online film festival was streamed on its website and YouTube channel from 26th September. National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune has also organized a series of webinars on Gandhian philosophy of self-reliance through Self-Health Reliance from today. It will go on till National Naturopathy Day, that is 18th November 2020. More details from our correspondent.
The series of webinars by National Institute of Naturopathy on Gandhian philosophy of self-reliance through self-health reliance would try to convey the message of self-health responsibility to people through simple naturopathy modalities which are available easily to all of us. The aim of the program is to create awareness on naturopathy practices with demonstrations. Feedback sessions will be strengthened through live chats and discussions with practitioners. The virtual programs will open up the physical boundaries. There will be a special effort to spread the thoughts of Gandhiji on health and well-being. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
The father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, visited All India Radio on 12th of November 1947. He addressed the displaced people who had temporarily settled at Kurukshetra in Haryana after the partition.
मेरे दुखी भाइयों और बहनों, मुझे कोई पता नहीं है कि सिवाय आपके मुझको कोई भी सुनता है या नहीं। ये अनुभव मेरी जिंदगी में मेरे लिए दूसरा है। पहला अनुभव इंग्लैंड में हुआ था जब मैं राउंड टेबल कॉन्फ्रेंस में गया। मुझको पता ही नहीं था तो मुझको इस तरह से कुछ बोलना है। मैं तो एक अनजान पुरुष हूँ, मैं कोई दिलचस्पी भी नहीं लेता हूँ, लेकिन दुख के साथ मिल जाना वो तो मेरा जीवन भर का प्रयत्न है, जीवन भर का मेरा पेशा है। जब मैंने सुना कि आप लोगों में करीब 2.5 लाख रिफ्यूजी पड़े हैं और मैंने सुना कि अभी भी लोग आते ही रहते हैं, तो मुझको बड़ा दुख हुआ, मुझे चोट लगी और मुझको ऐसा ही हुआ कि मैं आपके पास पहुंच जाऊं।
It was Bapu's first and the only visit to All India Radio. To commemorate the visit of Bapu to All India Radio, Public Service Broadcasting Day is celebrated every year on 12th November. A special function is organized every year on 12th November at the Broadcasting House premises to mark the occasion. With Anupam Mitra, Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
The Jal Shakti Ministry will launch a 100-day campaign on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti under the Jal Jeevan Mission to provide portable piped water supply in schools and Anganwadi centres. While releasing the Margdarshika for Gram Panchayats and Pani Samitis for implementation of Jal Jeevan Mission on 29th of last month, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had spoken about launching of the 100-day campaign on 2nd of October to ensure piped safe water in schools and Anganwadi centres across the country. He also appealed to the states to make the best use of this campaign to ensure provision of portable piped water supply in these public institutions. The Jal Shakti Ministry said during this 100-day campaign, Gram Sabhas will be convened coinciding with Gandhi Jayanti, and in the coming days a resolution will be passed for providing safe water in all schools, Anganwadi centres and other public institutions in the village in the next 100 days.
Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda will virtually launch India's largest handicraft and organic products marketplace, Tribes India e-marketplace, on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. Keeping in line with the vision of the Prime Minister of making India Atmanirbhar or self-reliant, this path-breaking initiative of TriFed will showcase the produce and handicrafts of tribal enterprises from across the country. It will help them market their products directly. On this occasion, Mr. Arjun Munda will also flag off several other TriFed initiatives that are aimed to support tribal brethren. These include the inauguration of Tribes India's 123rd and 124th outlets in Rishikesh and Kolkata, inclusion of new tribal product ranges from Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh, and partnership of TriFed and Tribes India with Amazon in their Seller Flex program. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has assured the farmers that the minimum support price, MSP, will not only stay, it will also be continuously increased in coming years. Speaking to reporters in New Delhi, Mr. Singh said, being a farmer's son himself, he wants to make it clear that the Narendra Modi government will not do anything that is not in the interest of farmers.
जिस सरकार ने अपने 6 वर्षों के इस कार्यकाल के दौरान एमएसपी लगातार बढ़ाने का काम किया हो, और जैसा हम लोगों ने कहा था कि हम जो लागत मूल्य है उसका 1.5 गुना कीमत हम किसानों को मुहैया कराने की कोशिश करेंगे, स्वामीनाथन कमीशन के रिकमेंडेशन में थी, उस अनुसार बहुत कुछ किया है। आगे भी हम लोगों ने और भी कुछ करने का हमने सोचा है, और शायद लोगों को इस बात की जानकारी नहीं है, दलहन और तिलहन में तो हमारी सरकार ने मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस पिछली सरकारों के कंपेरिजन में लगभग 23 गुना से अधिक बढ़ाई है। मैं किसान भाइयों को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि किसी भी सूरत में मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस की व्यवस्था समाप्त नहीं होने जा रही है। मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस लगातार हमारी सरकार बढ़ाती रहेगी ताकि किसानों के सामाजिक आर्थिक विकास का जो हमारा लक्ष्य है, इस लक्ष्य को हासिल कर सकें।
Mr. Singh appealed to all farmers' organizations to have a dialogue with the government if they have any issues. Defence Minister said he has already started talking to farmers' organizations to clear misgivings and misconceptions.
Railways Minister Piyush Goyal has said that strengthening and empowering farmers is the top priority of the government, and the 3 laws brought by the government for agricultural reforms have freed the farmers from all kinds of shackles. In a joint press conference with Union Minister for Jal Shakti, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, and Union Minister of State for Agriculture, Kailash Chaudhary in Jaipur, Mr. Goyal said that farmers are the most important link in making the country a Vishwa Guru. If the farmer is strong, then the country will be strong. He said the recent laws have provided new ways for farmers to make them independent and strong. Mr. Goyal said the purpose of these laws is to make farmers self-reliant and to increase their income.
किसानों का भविष्य सुधारने के लिए उनको मुक्ति दिलाई गई बिछौलियों से, अलग अलग प्रकार के बंधनों से। इन कानूनों के तहत ये सुनिश्चित किया कि अब किसान आजाद है कि वो किधर भी किसी को भी सही दाम पे अपना उत्पादन बेच सकता है।
Minister of State in the PMO, Dr. Jitendra Singh, has said that in the last 6 years of the Modi government, a number of historic decisions were taken for the welfare of the farmers. Speaking at a function on the topic, Empowerment of Farmers, in Jammu, the minister accused the opposition parties of misleading the farmers' community on the issues which are not at all in the farm laws brought in by the government. The minister said that some vested interests are spreading myths about the abolition of minimum support price or MSP and mandis, which need to be countered at all levels. Dr. Singh said that now the farmers can sell their produce anywhere in the country and even to private traders. He said that under the farm laws, the contract agreement is for crops and not for the land, adding even the farmers can terminate the contract farming agreement about their crop produce at any time.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate Vaishvik Bharatiya Vaigyanik Vaibhav Summit this evening through video conferencing. The Vaibhav Summit is a global virtual summit of overseas and resident Indian researchers and academicians. The summit will begin today and will continue till the 31st of this month. Details from our correspondent.
The aim of the summit is to bring Indian origin luminaries in academic institutes and research and development organizations across the world and resident counterparts on a single platform to debate open collaboration mechanisms to strengthen academic and science and technology base in India for global development. The inauguration will be followed by online deliberation sessions. The initiative involves multiple levels of interactions among overseas experts and Indian counterparts over a month-long series of webinars and video conferences. More than 3,000 overseas Indian origin academicians and scientists from 55 countries and more than 10,000 resident academicians and scientists are taking part in the summit. About 200 academic institutes and science and technology departments led by Principal Scientific Advisor Government of India are organizing the summit running through the month of October. Over 1,500 panelists from 40 countries, 200 leading Indian research and development and academic institutions will virtually deliberate in 18 different areas and 80 topics in more than 200 deliberation sessions. Concluding session is planned on 31st October on the occasion of Sardar Patel Jayanti. Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will dedicate to the nation the world's longest highway tunnel, the Atal Tunnel at Rohtang in Himachal Pradesh tomorrow. The 9.2-kilometer long highway tunnel has been built at a cost of 3,200 crore rupees. The tunnel will prove to be beneficial for the development of tribal area of Lahaul Spiti, which remains isolated for 6 months due to heavy snowfall at Rohtang Pass during winter season. Our correspondent has filed this report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the world's longest 9.2-kilometer all-weather motorable Atal Tunnel Rohtang, located at an altitude of 10,000 feet, to the people of the country tomorrow. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will also be present on this occasion. With the opening of this tunnel, the distance between Manali and Leh will be reduced by 46 kilometers, while drive time by around 5 hours, thus saving crores of rupees in transport. On the other hand, the people of Lahaul Valley will now get year-round connectivity. The special feature of this double-lane tunnel is that it has telephone facility, fire hydrants, escape egress tunnel, air quality monitoring, CCTV cameras, broadcasting system, and an automatic incident detection system at every fixed distance. No doubt, Atal Tunnel Rohtang is an important achievement from a strategic point of view for the nation. The tunnel will also bring significant changes in the socio-economic development of the people of the region. Sanjeev Sundariyal, AIR News, Rohtang, Lahaul Spiti.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Nation pays homage to Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi, on his 151st birth anniversary today. Government assures farmers of consistent hike in minimum support price of crops. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Vaishvik Bharati Vaigyanik or Vaibhav Summit this evening through video conferencing. Railways to run 200 special trains during festival season beginning 15th of this month. GST collection during September touches 6 months high, indicating a recovery in economic activities. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians beat Kings 11 Punjab by 48 runs in Abu Dhabi. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
आकाशवाणी का समाचार सेवा प्रभाग प्रस्तुत करता है राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी को समर्पित जीवन गाथा, चल पड़े जिधर दो डग। 2 अक्टूबर रात 9:15 पर आकाशवाणी के विशेष कार्यक्रम स्पॉटलाइट में 100.1 FM गोल्ड चैनल पर।
Railways will run 200 special trains during festival season beginning 15th of this month. Railway Board Chairman and CEO V.K. Yadav said Railways is planning to introduce 200 special trains between 15th October and 30th November to cater to passengers travelling during the festival season. Addressing a virtual press conference, Mr. Yadav said Ministry of Railways conducted meetings with general managers of zones and instructed them to speak with local administrations and review the status of coronavirus. He said they have been asked to give a report, after which the number of trains to be introduced during the holiday season will be decided. Mr. Yadav said as of now it is estimated that around 200 trains will be run.
लोकल स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन से बात कर रहे हैं। पिछले साल का जो ट्रैफिक पैटर्न है और इस साल का जो ट्रैफिक पैटर्न है और जो कोरोना का स्टेटस है, उन सबको एक तरह से समन्वय करके वो अपना प्रस्ताव हमको देंगे और अगले त्योहारी सीजन में रफली 15 अक्टूबर से लेके 30 नवंबर के बीच में हम ऐसा अनुमान लगा रहे हैं कि 200 के आसपास हम ट्रेनें चलाएंगे, लेकिन ये हमारा अनुमान है। अगर जरूरत होगी तो इससे ज्यादा भी ट्रेनें चल सकती हैं।
Mr. Yadav said that the occupancy of clone trains which were introduced in routes with high demand is around 60%. He said Ministry of Railways has decided that wherever the clone train is filled, it will run another clone train on the same route to ensure that no passenger is waitlisted. The Ministry of Finance has said that the Gross Goods and Services Tax GST revenue collection in the month of September stood at 95,480 crore rupees. The revenue collection in September is the highest so far during this fiscal. Out of total GST collection, central GST is 17,741 crore rupees, state GST is 23,131 crore rupees, integrated GST is 47,484 crore rupees, and cess is 7,124 crore rupees. The total revenue earned by the central government and the state governments after regular settlement in the month of September is over 39,000 crore rupees for CGST and 40,128 crore rupees for SGST. The revenues for the month are 4% higher than the GST revenues in the same month of the last year.
The COVID-19 recovery rate in the country has improved to 83.53%. In the past 24 hours, more than 85,000 COVID patients recovered. The total number of recoveries has reached over 52,73,000. The constantly increasing recoveries have ensured that the actual caseload of the country has reduced and currently comprises only 14.9% of the total positive cases. India's COVID-19 tally has crossed the 63 lakh mark, with 86,821 new infections being reported in a day. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 9,40,000. The Health Ministry said that effective implementation of the centre's strategic and graded test, track and treat approach has led to higher recoveries and lower fatality. Currently, India's case fatality rate is 1.56%, which is one of the lowest globally. The Uttar Pradesh government has issued a set of guidelines in tandem with the unlock guidelines issued by the Home Ministry for the next phase of relaxation of the COVID-19 lockdown. The guidelines issued by Chief Secretary R.K. Tiwari has allowed more activities, including the reopening of cinemas, theatres, schools and universities. Guidelines on public gatherings have also been relaxed. More from our correspondent.
Schools, universities and educational institutes can reopen after October 15 in a graded manner. However, they will have to first discuss with their respective district administration before taking a decision. Online classes and distance learning shall be encouraged, and students who want to come to school voluntarily will be allowed to do so, but will need the consent from their parents. Social, cultural, religious and political public gatherings can consist of more than 100 people outside containment zones. However, a closed space can have 50% of its capacity or a maximum of 200 people at a time. A detailed SOP in this regard will be issued separately by the state government from October 15th. Cinemas, theatres and multiplexes outside containment zones can be reopened with up to 50% seating capacity. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Odisha, the COVID-19 caseload has gone up to 2,22,734 along with a corresponding recovery of 1,85,700 as per reports released yesterday. The state has conducted sero survey at regular intervals to ascertain the presence of antibodies against the virus in people. Our correspondent has the details.
Gajapati district is the fifth place in the state after Bhubaneswar, Puri, Berhampur and Rourkela to be subjected to sero survey by the Regional Medical Research Center in Bhubaneswar. The center studied more than 1,500 samples to discover antibody prevalence in 2/3 of the people in the district. The other significant takeaways of the survey are women developing antibodies beyond expectation and a huge 95% of the people revealing no symptoms. On the other hand, while Malkangiri district is next in the queue for the survey from the 5th of October, the third phase of the survey will be undertaken in the twin cities of Bhubaneswar and Cuttack thereafter. Girish Chandra Das, Bhubaneswar.
In Kerala, the state government has announced a ban on assembly of more than 5 persons due to rising number of COVID-19 cases. The government directed district collectors to impose prohibitory orders under Section 144 of the CRPC to prevent public congregations and gatherings. In an order issued by Chief Secretary Vishwas Mehta late yesterday, assembly or gathering of people numbering over 5 has been prohibited from October 3rd to 31st.
In Karnataka, 10,070 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday, taking the tally to 6,11,837. As many as 7,144 people recovered and were discharged from various hospitals in the state. The total recoveries have gone up to 4,92,412. At present, a total of 1,10,412 active cases are under treatment across the state. 130 COVID deaths were reported yesterday, and the total number of fatalities has increased to 8,994. A record number of 96,588 COVID tests were conducted yesterday. More from our correspondent.
Karnataka crosses 50 lakh COVID tests, thereby achieving an important milestone. Medical Education Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar has tweeted that as on September 30th, the state conducted 32,30,826 RT-PCR tests and 18,05,885 rapid antigen tests. After the announcement of the further relaxation, state government is mulling on the possibility of opening schools and colleges. The Deputy Chief Minister Dr. C.N. Aswath Narayana has said that government will come out with a clear information about the opening of schools and colleges very soon. He further said that the exact date as to when the students can physically attend the schools and colleges would be finalized after consultation with all the stakeholders. R. Murthy, AR News, Bengaluru.
In IPL cricket, defending champions Mumbai Indians outplayed Kings 11 Punjab to register a victory by 48 runs at Abu Dhabi last night. Put into bat, Mumbai Indians skipper Rohit Sharma smashed a 45-ball 70. Sharma's blitzkrieg, followed by Kiran Pollard 47 not out and Hardik Pandya 30 not out, helped Mumbai Indians post a massive total of 191 runs for 4. Chasing a target of 192 runs, Kings 11 Punjab could manage just 143 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in 20 overs. Nicholas Puran, with his 44 runs, was the top scorer for Kings 11 Punjab. In today's encounter, Chennai Super Kings will take on Sunrisers Hyderabad at Dubai. And now let us take a look at today's weather forecast. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 20 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 35 degrees. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature was around 7 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 28 degrees. Ladakh will have mainly clear sky with temperatures hovering between 1 and 21 degrees Celsius. In Gilgit, the temperature is likely to hover between 9 and 25 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, there will be mainly clear sky. The temperature is likely to hover between 15 and 32 degrees Celsius. The national capital, Delhi, will have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was recorded at 22 degrees Celsius and the maximum is expected to be around 37 degrees.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. All newspapers pay tribute to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, on his 151st birth anniversary. The papers also pay tribute to former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri on his 116th birth anniversary today. On the nation's endeavour towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Economic Times writes, Centre open to launching an Indian App Store. Most newspapers take note of the respite to travellers as Supreme Court gives its nod to refund by airlines within 3 weeks. The Asian Age headline reads, Full refund for air tickets booked amid lockdown. 200 special trains for festival season to start on October 15, informs the Asian Age.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Nation pays homage to Father of the Nation Mahatma Gandhi on his 151st birth anniversary today. Government assures farmers of consistent hike in minimum support price of crops. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Vaishvik Bharatiya Vigyanik Vaibhav Summit this evening through video conferencing. Railways to run 200 special trains during festival season beginning 15th of this month. GST collection during September touches 6-month high, indicating a recovery in economic activities. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians beat Kings 11 Punjab by 48 runs in Abu Dhabi. Before we end the bulletin, we bring you Bapu's favourite bhajan, Vaishnav Janto Hai, sung by Lee Ian Hai from South Korea.
Vaishnav Janto tehne kahiye de pihir parai tane rahe. Vaishnav Janto tehne kahiye de pihir parai tane rahe. Paratu ke उपकार कर तू ये मन अभिमान नहाने रहे. वैष्णव जन तू तेहने कहिए जे पिहिर पराई